Ever get that feeling? When you put everything into something, like blood, sweat, and tears, and the reward just isn't there,
Yeah.
multiply that by 1,000,000, and you might be close to what New Edition went through.
Wow, 1 million. That's intense.
New Edition, the guys behind Candy Girl,
Oh, yeah. Candy Girl.
big hit. Well, Ronnie DeVoe actually talked about this on Atlanta Black Star, what happened to them after the Candy Girl tour.
I'm intrigued.
It's kind of wild, actually. Gets
Yeah.
into the whole, like, behind the scenes of the music biz,
All right, right. It's not all bright lights and sold out shows, is it?
No, not always. Think about it. You're a teenager. On top of the world, your song's everywhere.
Yeah, living the dream.
But for New Edition, that dream turned into a nightmare, especially when it came to, well, getting paid for all that work.
Oof, that's rough. It's easy to forget there's a whole power dynamic there.
What do you mean?
Well, you've got these young guys barely out of high school up against these industry veterans.
Right.
It's like David and Goliath, but with contracts.
Speaking of contracts, those are often the weapon of choice, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely. Pages and pages of legalese designed to, benefit the ones holding the purse strings.
And I imagine there are certain things, certain clauses, that young artists especially should watch out for.
Oh, tons. Like the 360 deal, for example.
What's that?
Basically, the label takes a cut of everything, not just record sales, but tours, merch, even endorsements.
So the artist is left with what? Scraps.
Pretty much. And then there are those crazy long contracts. 5 years, 10 years, locking these young artists in.
But by that time, they've probably grown, changed.
Exactly. And sometimes those contracts even control their creative output, what kind of music they make, their image, even their personal life.
That's insane.
It really is. Stifles their growth, leaves them feeling trapped, exploited.
So not exactly the glamorous life we see on MTV.
Not always, no.
But let's get back to New Edition for a second.
Hmm.
After that massive tour, all the hype, what did they actually get?
Okay, you ready for this? It's going to blow your mind.
Hit me.
Each member got a check for $1.87.
Wait, $1.87?
Seriously. No joke. That's how those contracts can work. All that money from the tour, merch, everything went straight to the label, management, left the guys with next to nothing.
Man, that's heartbreaking. How is that even possible?
Yeah.
They were selling out arenas.
It comes back to those contracts. The fine print, the lack of experience, legal help. It creates a perfect storm for exploitation.
Makes you wonder how often this kind of thing happens.
Oh, more than you'd think.
Really?
It's like a pattern with these young artists. Happens all the time.
Like who?
Think Jackson 5, TLC. Even now you hear these stories.
Yeah. Makes you think, how do these young artists even stand a chance?
Well, knowledge is key.
Sure, but what kind of knowledge are we talking about?
The music biz, inside and out, how it works, how to protect yourself.
So it's more than just having the talent, the music.
Way more. It's the business side. Contracts, lawyers, all that.
So finding the right people to guide you, basically.
Yeah. Good lawyers, managers who actually care, mentors,
So having a support system is crucial.
Couldn't agree more. And knowing what you're worth. Not being afraid to ask for what you deserve.
That's huge, especially when you're young and everyone's telling you you're lucky just to be there.
Totally. Yeah, stand your ground, say no to bad deals.
Right, because fame and fortune aren't worth getting screwed over.
Exactly. Bottom line, the music industry is a business.
Always got to remember that.
It's about making money. But for artists, it's about passion, creativity, sharing their art.
And those two things don't have to be at odds with each other.
Not at all. You can be
Yeah.
successful and still protect yourself.
Which brings us back to New Edition. They didn't let that $1.87 define them.
No way. They kept going. What a story of resilience, huh?
Total comeback story.
They turned that bad experience into fuel, grew from it.
Could have easily given up.
Right. Become jaded, disillusioned. But they didn't. They built a legacy.
That's inspiring. Proof that setbacks don't have to be the end of the story.
Exactly. They can be the beginning. And their story, it shines a light on those fighting for change.
Yeah, New Edition, they used their voice, spoke out about what happened to them.
Totally. Paved the way for other artists to demand better.
So, using their platform to advocate for a better industry.
Exactly. And, we have a part to play, too. As listeners, as fans.
What can we do?
Educate ourselves about how the industry works. Support artists who are pushing for change.
Right, like going to concerts, buying music.
Yes. amplifying their voices on social media.
So being more than just passive listeners,
Absolutely. Informed, engaged, supportive of the artists who make the music we love.
because it's more than just entertainment, right?
Way more. It's powerful. It can inspire, uplift, even drive social change.
Makes you think about the stories behind those songs, the struggles, the triumphs.
And it reminds us that, we got to treat those artists fairly. They deserve to be compensated for their creativity.
What does this story tell us about the music industry? And if you were in their shoes, what would you have done differently? How does knowing this story change how you listen to your favorite music?
Yeah, it makes you think, doesn't it? About the whole journey, not just the song.
Absolutely. It's like you're hearing the music differently with all that context.
Mhm.
So as we wrap this up, any final thoughts for our listeners? What's the biggest thing we can take away from this?
Well, I think it comes back to knowledge, being aware. For young artists, it's understanding the industry, knowing their rights, and fighting for what they deserve.
And for us listeners,
It's on us to be informed, support the artist pushing for change, demand better from the industry as a whole.
so basically we all have a part to play in making things fairer for everyone.
Exactly. Create a music industry that's transparent, that really values the people making the music.
A music industry built on fairness, respect,
Couldn't have said it better myself.
and hopefully by understanding these stories like new additions, celebrating their resilience, we can all listen a little differently, appreciate the music more deeply, and yeah, contribute to a better music world.
Well said. Let the music play on, but let's make sure it's playing on a level playing field.